Welcome. I'm certified nutritionist Mira Calton.
And I'm Dr. Jayson Calton. And this is Calton Nutrition Television and our brand new show, House Calls, where we bring home the answers to your questions.
Now, this week's question doesn't come from one of you guys, not one of our viewers. We actually got this because recently we were on set for the Carol Alt Show, taping a segment with her in New York for Fox. And this was one of the topics that she was talking about. And we were really intrigued by it. And we thought it was really important to share our point of view as well. So her viewer had asked, which is healthier? What is a better diet? Is it a raw food diet? Is it a vegan diet? Is it a paleo diet, a primal diet, a low carb, low fat? What is it? And that's the question that she had, and we want to answer it for you today.
Right. We didn't get a chance to answer it on that show because we were on there talking about something else, but I thought, you know, what a great question for House Calls. So, because we have kind of our own take on this question. And we talk about it in our book, Naked Calories. If you notice, you know we've written Naked Calories and Rich Food, Poor Food. And in Naked Calories, we talk about something called the nutrivore. Now, the nutrivore is a little bit different. A nutrivore isn't one dietary philosophy. It's kind of an umbrella philosophy for all dietary philosophies. Because what we believe is that if you look at your vitamins and minerals, what we call micronutrients, no matter what dietary philosophy you're following, you want to make sure you're getting enough of those if ultimately you want to achieve optimal health.
And while a paleo goes to a grocery store and looks for paleo food, or a low carb looks for things that have low carbohydrate count, we're saying is regardless of which one you're following, your mission every time you enter the grocery store should be find the foods that fit your dietary profile with the highest quality, the ones that support you with the most micronutrients or most vitamins and minerals in every single bite.
Right. Now there's been a lot of research on a whole host of different dietary philosophies and whether or not they reach micronutrient sufficiency or which vitamins or minerals they're deficient in. So let's talk about a few of those. Let's start with...
the most deficient would be a low-calorie one.
Yeah, a low-calorie would be most deficient because if you eat less food, you're getting less vitamins and minerals because vitamins and minerals are found in your food. So when we're talking about a diet less than 1,000 calories, we typically see deficiencies in things like vitamin A, vitamin B1, vitamin B2, B3, vitamin C, and vitamin E.
Okay, well then we'll look at the vegan diet because that's really growing in popularity. Now 73% of all vegans are deficient in their B12. And that actually brings out low energy, and that's generally because it's found in animal byproducts.
Right.
So if you're not eating them, it makes sense that you're not going to be having any. Omega-3 is another concern. Again, it's a fat found mostly in fish and fish oils and stuff like that. So if you're vegan, you're probably not going to get that either. Additionally, those diets are doing something else.
What?
It's not just what they're emitting, it's what they're eating. They're eating a lot of soy products, a lot of spinach, a lot of grains, and a lot of legumes. And all of those things contain something called everyday micronutrient depleters, which we call oxalates and phytic acid.
Right.
So both of those phytic acid and oxalates deplete you of numerous micronutrients. So your calcium, magnesium, your copper, chromium, niacin, manganese, vitamin D. So those people really need to watch out and to make sure they're getting enough through supplementation. Right.
What we're really driving home here is that it doesn't matter what dietary philosophy you follow, there are micronutrient deficiencies associated with them. Even low carb and paleo. Paleo, of course, being the most Googled diet last year, one of the most popular diets coming out. So many people think, well, I'm following this ancestral diet, I'm eating these grass-fed meats, and I'm eating the local produce. I must be getting all the vitamins and minerals, but actually not. In fact, paleo diets were found to be deficient in calcium, chromium, and biotin.
Wait, who found them deficient?
I think this was yeah,
we did a study, and we'll include some links below so that you guys can read the numbers.
And also low-carb dieters. Now, we're big fans of the low-carb diet, but like Mira said, anytime you cut out a complete group of foods, like carbohydrate-based foods, you're going to be losing or really reducing the amount of vitamins and minerals that are in your diet. Low-carb dieters were deficient in vitamin B2, vitamin B9, calcium, magnesium, potassium, and iron.
And while we're gluten-free and we support gluten-free diets, of course, because there's so many benefits to it, people who generally go on gluten-free diets have celiac. Or they're just, sensitive to gluten. And because of that, they usually have some gut issues, and which causes malabsorption of the micronutrients. They really have to be careful of calcium, magnesium, D, iron, and B12 again. Now, For these groups that are deficient in B12, we just really want to make sure to hit this home. When your B12 becomes deficient, your homocysteine levels rise. And when they rise, that can be a cause of cardiovascular disease. So that's really one to really watch out for.
Absolutely. So, let's talk a little bit about the fact that as a person thinking about what kind of dietary philosophy do I want to follow, we really urge you to look at becoming a nutrivore.
Yeah.
One of the things that we have found in all of our travels, and just having been in this field for over 20 years, is that what I'm eating today is very different than what I ate 10 years ago. It's probably going to be very different than what I eat 10 years from now. I always tell my clients that, your journey that you create with creating a dietary philosophy is just that. It's changing, it's ever changing, and it should be changing. We want to experiment and see how your body reacts with a plant-based diet.
Especially as you age.
Right.
And your body changes, your dietary habits will likely change as well.
Right. So go out and experiment. That's great. Have fun with that. But always remember to keep your micronutrient levels at the sufficient level, and that will set the stage for optimal health in the future.
Thank you guys so much for tuning in today. We can't wait to bring you another great question next week. Maybe your question will be answered on this show. Make sure to email us those questions. Keep them coming in, and we'll keep answering them.
Thanks so much for joining us. We'll see you next week.
Thanks.
Bye-bye.
Bye.